human ingenuity has led to the creation of extraordinary structures in seemingly uninhabitable locations across the globe. From underground dwellings in scorching deserts to monasteries perched on precarious cliffs, these architectural marvels demonstrate our remarkable ability to adapt and thrive in the most challenging environments. Underground sanctuaries. In the heart of South Australia's harsh outback lies Coober Pedy, the world's opal mining capital. With temperatures frequently exceeding 104 degrees Fahrenheit and minimal rainfall, residents have created an underground community of dugouts that maintain a comfortable 75 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. These subterranean homes, carved using industrial equipment like jackhammers and tunnel boring tools, have evolved into sophisticated spaces featuring wine cellars, art galleries, and even underground churches and hotels. This multicultural community of approximately 2,000 residents from over 40 nations sustains itself through opal mining while attracting tourists fascinated by this unique underground lifestyle. Island monasteries. Mont Saint-Michel, a breathtaking abbey situated on a rocky island in Normandy's Bay, represents an extraordinary feat of historical construction. Rising 302 feet above sea level and surrounded by dramatic tidal shifts of up to 46 feet, this site posed immense challenges to its builders. Construction began in the 8th century, with workers hauling materials up steep inclines during low tide windows when the narrow causeway was accessible. Today, a modern bridge built in 2014 allows visitors to reach the island, though it remains cut off during high tide, a stunning testament to medieval determination and engineering prowess. Offshore industrial marvels. The Buzzard platform, located 62 miles northeast of Aberdeen in the North Sea, operates in one of the world's most extreme industrial environments. Standing in waters 315 feet deep, this oil production facility contends with violent storms, 30-foot waves, and constant gale-force winds. Its construction required massive sections to be fabricated onshore before being transported by specialized vessels and anchored to the seabed with steel piles driven hundreds of feet below the ocean floor. Workers rotate in 2-week shifts, flying in by helicopter to this self-contained environment where every task is critical and mistakes can be catastrophic. Ancient fortresses. The Cité Médiévale in Carcassonne, France stands as an impressive medieval fortress built on a narrow rocky promontory 500 feet above sea level. Its construction, dating back to Roman times, required hauling stones up steep inclines and anchoring thick walls deep into bedrock. The fortress features 52 towers and 2 massive encircling walls, with semicircular tower designs that help deflect projectiles during sieges. At its peak, this citadel housed a thriving community of nearly 4,000 people. Today, though less populated, it remains a historical treasure accessible via narrow cobbled streets that visitors must navigate on foot. Subterranean urban networks. Montreal's underground city, known as Réseau, represents an impressive achievement in urban planning. This vast network of tunnels connects office buildings, shopping centers, hotels, universities, and public transportation systems beneath one of Canada's busiest cities. Spanning approximately 20 miles with over 120 access points, Réseau serves more than 500,000 people daily. Its development beneath Montreal's dense central business district presented significant challenges, including rocky terrain and the need to support existing structures while accommodating future development. The system requires constant monitoring and maintenance, as evidenced by a 2007 incident when a 23-foot crack necessitated partial closures and extensive repairs. Mountain retreats. The Longagarb hut in the Scottish Highlands sits in a dramatic setting near the imposing cliffs of Stabb Darragh, which tower 3,300 feet above. Originally built as a crofting home where small rural communities practice traditional highland farming, this modest structure has persisted despite rocky terrain, unpredictable weather, and flooding risks from the nearby River Coe. Now managed by the Scottish Mountaineering Club, the hut serves as a shelter for hikers and climbers exploring this largely untouched landscape, representing a transition from agricultural to recreational use of this challenging environment. Orbital habitation. The International Space Station orbits 250 miles above Earth at speeds exceeding 17,000 miles per hour, completing about 15 orbits daily. This remarkable habitat faces extraordinary challenges, including micrometeoroid impacts, space debris traveling at 22,000 miles per hour, and extreme temperature fluctuations from 250 degrees Fahrenheit in sunlight to minus 250 degrees Fahrenheit in shadow. Its construction spanned over 2 decades, with astronauts performing spacewalks to assemble modules weighing up to 40,000 pounds. Since November 2000, the station has been continuously inhabited by rotating crews who maintain rigid schedules of scientific experiments, equipment maintenance, and physical exercise to counteract the effects of weightlessness. Cliffside sanctuaries. The Tatev Monastery in southeastern Armenia perches dramatically on the edge of a cliff 6,000 feet above sea level, overlooking ravines as deep as 3,300 feet. Built over 1,000 years ago, this monastic complex represents an astonishing engineering achievement given the difficulty of transporting materials to such an inaccessible location. Despite harsh weather and isolation, the monastery flourished as a cultural and intellectual center, housing one of Armenia's most important medieval universities. The monks achieved self-sufficiency by cultivating the land and producing their own materials. Today, visitors access the site via the Tatev cable car, though the monastery's remote nature remains unchanged. Rock-cut temples. The Kailasa Temple at India's Ellora Cave stands as one of history's most extraordinary architectural achievements. Carved from a single massive rock between 757 to 783 AD, this Hindu temple dedicated to Lord Shiva required the removal of 200,000 tons of stone using only primitive tools like hammers and chisels. Located 2,100 feet above sea level on a high plateau surrounded by steep cliffs, the temple's completion in just 25 years seems almost miraculous. Its durability was proven in the 17th century when Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb's 1,000 workers spent 3 years attempting to dismantle it but barely made an impact. Part of the larger Ellora Caves complex with 34 rock-cut structures, the Kailasa Temple continues to astound visitors with its scale and craftsmanship. Isolated outposts. Elladei Island, located 7 miles off Iceland's southern coast, hosts what's often called the world's loneliest house, a hunting lodge constructed in 1953 by the Elladei Hunting Association. This remote structure on this small 110-acre island with steep cliffs presents significant access challenges. Visitors must navigate treacherous waters before landing on a narrow beach and climbing a steep hill to reach the lodge. Used only seasonally by hunting enthusiasts seeking solitude, the lodge offers a rustic retreat amid dramatic cliffs and puffin colonies, providing an experience of true isolation from the modern world. High-altitude settlements. La Rinconada in the Peruvian Andes stands as the world's highest permanent settlement at an astonishing elevation of 16,732 feet. This mining town faces extreme challenges including thin air, harsh weather, and hypoxia affecting approximately 25% of residents due to oxygen deficiency. Located 2.5 hours from the nearest commercial airport via treacherous mountain roads, the settlement's makeshift buildings offer little protection from the cold. Despite poor sanitation, widespread disease, mercury contamination from mining activities, and inadequate healthcare, the town persists due to its status as one of the world's largest informal gold mining sites, attracting those hoping to strike it rich despite the grim living conditions. Isolated religious communities. Skellig Michael, rising 714 feet from the ocean off Ireland's County Kerry coast, hosts a 6th-century Gaelic monastery built on steep, treacherous terrain frequently battered by harsh winds and crashing waves. The monks carved narrow steps into rock to access the site located 550 to 600 feet up the island. Using limited local resources, they constructed dry stone beehive huts with conical roofs on terraces carved into the rock. Despite the cold, isolation, and daily survival challenges, the monastery remained a pilgrimage site for centuries after being abandoned, testament to the extraordinary dedication of its builders. Defiant urban holdouts. Nail houses in China, homes that remain standing despite surrounding development, have become symbols of resistance against pressure from developers and government authorities. One famous example stood in the middle of a 4-lane highway in Wenling, Zhejiang province, where an elderly couple refused insufficient compensation for years before eventually settling. These holdouts often lose access to basic utilities like water and electricity, forcing residents to improvise with generators and transported water. Another notable case featured a home awkwardly situated in the center of a shopping mall in Changsha, with the family accessing their property through service corridors. While physically challenging, these unusual dwellings represent powerful statements of individual property rights amid rapid urbanization. Conclusion. These 14 remarkable structures showcase humanity's extraordinary ability to build and inhabit seemingly impossible locations. From underground desert homes to orbital space stations, each represents a triumph of ingenuity over extreme environmental challenges. They stand as powerful reminders that with sufficient determination and creativity, humans can create lasting monuments in even the most forbidding places on Earth.